It was the dawning of a new day. The villagers of Ahia village had barely woken up when the sound of Dane guns filled the air. The peace of the village had just been shattered. The village was taken unaware. As they were not prepared for war, the whole village was soon engulfed in fire. Okaji knelt down crying. "Take my life instead, please, those children are innocent," Okaji said, crying, as he watched guns pointed at the head of his two children. "Just as the innocent life of Adesewa you took," Obasiki, leader of the angry warriors from Omina village, replied. Before Okaji could say any more words, Obasiki shot the two kids. Okaji screamed in tears. He tried to break free but to no avail. He cried and screamed on top of his voice. Okaji then said, "You are not only responsible for Adesewa's death but also the death of our innocent parents. Years ago, the village of Omina stood as a monument to unwavering customs. Its traditions defined every birth, marriage, and burial. Among them, one rule loomed larger than all others: a girl's virginity was the pride of her family. To break this sacred covenant before marriage was an unforgivable sin. Adesewa, the only daughter of her parents, had grown up under the heavy weight of this expectation. But life had other plans. Adesewa was not like other girls who bowed silently to the village's rules. She had fallen in love, not with wealth, but with a man whose heart was richer than any treasure. Osato was a hard-working farmer, his hands callous from laboring under the sun. He dreamed of a life with Adesewa, one where love was more important than gold. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, painting the sky in shades of crimson, Osato sat beside Adesewa under the ancient iroko tree. "I want to make you my wife, Adesewa," he said, his voice steady with determination. Adesewa smiled, her heart swelling with joy. "I want nothing more than to be your wife." But her smile faded. The shadow of her parents' expectations loomed large. "What if they say no?" she asked, fearless in her voice. "They must see that my love for you is true," Osato replied. "I will speak to them." Days later, Osato came to her family's compound, carrying gifts he could barely afford. Her father's cold gaze met him as he bowed respectfully. "Who are you?" her father demanded. "I am Osato, sir. I wish to marry your daughter." Her father scoffed, eyeing Osato's modest appearance. "What can you offer her?" "A life of hardship. Go back to your farm." "Papa, he loves me," Adesewa interjected, but her father's booming voice silenced her. "This discussion is over. Leave my compound." Osato left, his heart heavy. Adesewa watched him disappear into the horizon, tears streaming down her face. A week later, Adesewa's parents announced her betrothal to Okaji, a wealthy farmer from the neighboring village of Ahia. His reputation preceded him, a man of means, older and commanding respect. To her parents, he was the perfect suitor. "You will marry him," her father declared. "Your future is secure with Okaji." Adesewa's protests were ignored. "You will bring honor to this family," her mother said sternly. Her heart shattered anew. Osato was gone, and her fate was sealed. The wedding was a grand celebration. Drummers beat their instruments with fervor, dancers twirled in colorful wrappers, and the aroma of freshly cooked yam and stew filled the air. But beneath her beaded crown, Adesewa's face was pale with fear. The thought of the night ahead consumed her. After the festivities, Okaji led her to his home. Outside, a crowd of villagers gathered, eager for the ritual that would seal the marriage, the presentation of the blood-stained bedsheet, proof of her purity. Inside, Adesewa trembled. The weight of her secret threatened to crush her. As Okaji approached, she fell to her knees. "Okaji," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "I need to tell you something." He stopped, his expression darkening. "What is it?" Her voice broke as she confessed. I am not a virgin." His face hardened, his jaw tightening. For a moment, the room was silent. Then he spoke, his voice low and cold. "Do you know what you've done?" "Please," Adesewa begged, clutching his arm. "Don't tell anyone. I will do whatever you ask. I swear." Okoji's eyes bore into hers. Finally, he sighed and turned away. You've put me in an impossible position, Adesewa. But I will not let this shame touch me. He reached for a jar of red dye, staining the white bedsheet. Together, they stepped outside and presented it to the waiting crowd. Cheers erupted, and the villagers celebrated. But Adesewa's relief was short-lived. For weeks, Okoji was a kind and attentive husband. He provided for Adesewa, ensuring she wanted for nothing. Slowly, she began to feel a sense of calm. She even started to believe that perhaps, despite the circumstances, this marriage could work. But peace is often fleeting. One day, while walking in the fields, Okoji noticed a young woman at the village stream. Her beauty was striking, her laugh infectious. She was unlike anyone he had ever seen, and from that moment, she consumed his thoughts. That evening, as he sat drinking palm wine with his friends, he confessed his infatuation. There's a girl in the village, he said, his voice tinged with excitement. She's different. One of his friends frowned. Okoji, you're a married man now. Forget about her. Another nodded. Adesewa is a beautiful young woman. Do you think she'll stay silent if you bring another woman into your home? Okoji hesitated, then leaned closer. Adesewa isn't the woman you think she is. What do you mean? One of his friends asked. He smirked. She wasn't a virgin when I married her. The group fell silent, shocked. Finally, one of them spoke. You knew, and you still married her. She begged me not to tell anyone, Okoji replied bitterly. I spared her, but now I wonder if I should have. Another friend leaned in, his voice low. You hold all the power, Okoji. Take the new girl if you want. Adesewa owes you her life. Days later, Adesewa returned from the market, her basket heavy with goods. She pushed open the door to their home, expecting to find her husband. Instead, she froze. There, in the center of their matrimonial bed, was Okoji, lying with another woman. The basket slipped from her hands, the yams and vegetables tumbling to the floor. Her heart pounded in her chest as her mind struggled to process the scene before her. Neither Okoji nor the woman flinched. They continued their sinful act as if she weren't there. Adesewa's voice shook as she finally found the courage to speak. What is this? Okoji turned to her, his expression cold and indifferent. Are you just going to stand there gawking, or do you not have the decency to greet your husband? His words struck her like a thunderclap. Her knees buckled, and tears streamed down her face. The love she once felt for him was gone, replaced by a crushing sense of betrayal and despair. Her world had crumbled in an instant. End of part 1. Thanks for watching. Watch out for part 2. Please do well to like and subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell.